Good morning, private practice success community. Gerda here, coming to you from my local dog park. It is Friday morning and the kids have just taken the bus to school this morning, and my hubby and I have walked the 3 dogs down to the dog park, and they're having one hell of a time. And I told my hubby that sit down, have a rest. I need to speak to my peoples. Hey Tracy, how's Tasmania this morning? Look at my beautiful day here in Brisbane, nice and sunny. Hey Jenny, how are you? Jenny, you'll appreciate knowing that Mishka is here at the dog park. I'll show you quickly running around like a crazy dog. Can you see her there, the little white spot? She loves the dog park like a crazy dog, up and down. I told Henny she pretends Biscuit, my other dog, is a ball and tries to eat him and throw him around. No problem, Tracy. Off to a funeral. I hear that. Hope you're all good. Yeah, it's a pretty big dog park. Yeah, she is gorgeous. And guess what, Jenny? She finally had her, well, is still having her first shed. And when you told me your backyard would look like it's been snowed in, I thought, yeah, really? Yes. So she's just gone through her first shed. Oh, bloody bug. And I've got bug spray on and it's eating me. Sorry, that's what happens when you live in Queensland. Geez, that was painful. Hey Tess, hey Olga. Thanks for joining and hopping on. So yes, I thought I'd start my day with a nice walk and then a run. Geez, this must be the bad place to sit. Something's eating me the whole time. Bloody Mozzie spray is not working, Henny. They're still eating me, and I put on AeroGuard 40% stronger, and this bloody thing, and it's not a Mozzie, it's like a big bug sitting. Okay, let's try this again. I'm from Africa. I'll survive this. Yes, it's my inner circle retreat, the final one for the year. This weekend, very excited about it, but I woke up this morning with a message in my Facebook Messenger that really broke my heart. And I thought, I don't even want to wait until after my walk. I'm gonna sit here, let the dogs do their thing, and then I want to speak to my community. And it was a Facebook message that I got from Melissa Harrison. So if you haven't been in our group over the last 24 hours or so, what has happened is Melissa posted up a video that she was very proud of, right? That was made, and that they made for National Psychology Week. If you see me jumping up and down, it's the bug. And talking about the difference between psychologists, psychiatrists and counselors, right? And she shared it, and what followed was a lot of criticism. Some delivered really well, but a lot was really a personal attack. And she sent me a lovely message thanking me for, you know, how I add value in the group and all that type of stuff, but just saying that she's decided to leave the group because of the personal attack. She was initially a 4+2, just got her clinical masters or stuff this year, something to that effect, and she just felt attacked, right? And it really broke my heart that somebody in my group experienced that. You know, there's a lot of reasons for me having this Facebook group, but the number one reason why I started it was to break the isolation that we often feel and experience as practice owners, and to really have a space where we can connect with, sorry, it's biting me, it's like a type of a fly, that we can connect. I might need to keep on walking so it can't sit on me, where we can connect with like-minded practice owners, and in a safe space where we can trust that we can be vulnerable and that we're going to be supported, even if people don't agree with us, right? And it really broke my heart. And I guess, you know, a lot of people have been angry with me to some extent, because they've told me for not allowing the political discussion about psychs and clinical psychs and all of that stuff. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't, let me know. For not allowing it in the group and telling me that it's my responsibility to allow this conversation due to my leadership role in, I guess, in the industry, right? Well, that's what people have been telling me, and I've kept on saying no, because I know how people get when it comes to religion, when it comes to politics, and when it comes to these, which is politics in our industry. You cannot convince another person, right? And people get so worked up and upset and unhappy about all this stuff. And this is why I haven't allowed this type of discussion to occur in the group, because I was scared this type of thing would happen. And when I started to see this conversation, I thought, well, let's test this. Let's see if our community, because I've got so much trust in our community, right? I thought, let's see if I can trust in my community to have a good discussion here. And some people did have, you know, great contributions, but there were some, and I mean, you can go look at it, that I just go, geez, I would never say that to someone. And the thing is, it's so easy to say stuff online that you wouldn't say in person. And that's always what I do. I'll go, you know, this thing that I want to type in here, will I say this to that person's face? And if the answer is no, then I probably shouldn't put it out there, right? And don't get me wrong, people. I am, you know, I understand. You know, you can't tell me I don't understand just because I'm a clinical psych. I've been a clinical psychologist for a long time. I've been a member of the clinical college for a long time. I've been a member of the APS for more than 10 years now, because when I came to this country, that's what you did, right? You just follow the rules because you want to make sure that you can practice when you come from another country. And just because I'm a clinical psych doesn't mean I don't understand. I'm a group private practice owner. Currently, right now, I am the only clinical psychologist in my practice. All the other psychs are generally registered psychologists. And you know what? I don't even see Medicare clients. So having a higher rebate is of no relevance to my practice. All our clients get $84 rebate. Okay, so don't tell me I don't understand. I understand 100%. And I do have an opinion on this whole Medicare thing, right? I actually put that opinion in one of my recent blogs that I did. I can't remember which one. Like last week, I wrote like almost 2 to 3 blogs a day, right? And I put it in one of those blogs. If I'll go and look when I get home, and I'll put it in there, right? Where I actually gave my personal opinion about the Medicare rebate. So I understand where people are coming from, but doesn't mean that you need to personally attack other people. I don't like it, and I won't stand for it. I'm not saying the change isn't needed. Again, I will share my blog with you. I'm not going to go into my personal opinion now. You have to go and read my blog to get it in context, okay? But please don't jump to conclusions when somebody shares something. For all you know, Melissa has been working away at her practice in isolation, building up her practice. She finally stumbled on this group, right? Geez, great, the community of people. She was so proud of that video. Not knowing about all this other rigmarole that's happening in the back end, right? Do you know how many people don't know about all this stuff? And then just coming in and being slammed. Whereas really what we need to do with all of this stuff, we need to take a supportive but an educational approach. Don't assume that person is part of the elitist group, which exists, by the way. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Fuck, it exists. I've seen it. I've seen them, and I avoid them like the flippin' plague, right? It exists, but don't assume people belong to it, okay? Don't assume they know what's going on. Take an educational perspective with that. Have some patience. Think before you respond, right? And if you see something that you don't like, set an appropriate boundary. You know, the way that I teach my clients to set a boundary, not that you are clients, is you start by going, you know, thank you for sharing that. That's your opening sentence. So that would be, hey, Melissa, thank you for sharing that video that you did during National Psychology Week, explaining the difference between psychiatrists and counselors. Then your next sentence starter is, what I have noticed is, so you might say, what I have noticed is that it refers that to the fact that only ClinPsychs can do assessment, diagnosis, and treatment. Next sentence starter. What I would love is, then you might say, what I would love is for you to also include the fact that any psychologist can do that with the appropriate training. Because, of course, I believe 100% that, you know, if you've been trained and if you have the title psychologist, then you should be able to flip and assess, diagnose, and treat people, right? And that's what you do. So it's, thank you so much for sharing. You validate that person in their efforts. You don't jump to flippant conclusions, right? Then you go, what I have noticed is. So you don't attack the person personally, you just say what you've noticed. And then what I would love is, that's where you share your personal opinion from an educational perspective, right? So please, guys, don't let this happen again. Don't let it happen again. This is a final warning. If you can't talk properly with other people, if you cannot adhere to the values that I want to instill in this group, then unfortunately you will be removed from the group without any notice. All right, let me have a look here. Tess says Aerogard is like lolly water. You need a nuclear version. Yes. Yes, it is awful, Jenny. It is awful. Tess says that is absolutely inexcusable that a fellow professional would be made to feel like that. I'm glad you agree. I thought you would. Jenny says, thank goodness you don't allow that in the group. I'm sick of seeing it, so I do unfollow other groups where that is all discussed. Tess says, same here, good. I'm the only ClinPsych in my team too. I also get it. Yeah. And you know what, guys? I recently did a learning piece of training in my Next Level Mastermind group on this topic because I was hearing and seeing all the fear associated with this stuff. And I went, okay, I do have responsibility to help my people deal with this fear. And I did a training in there. And, you know, although my Next Level Mastermind is pay $97 a month for the privilege to be in that membership group, get that, you know, value and training from me and access to me, I am sure that they would not mind me sharing that training with you guys in here. So I am going to share that training in here when I get back home. I still need to do my official run. The dog park is very close to home, I'll share that in here. And that's really where I sat with them one day in a training and I said, okay, this shit is happening. How do we deal with this as a practice owner, as a business owner, you know, not from an emotional standpoint, but like a business. And we talked through it. And I personally think it was a really great learning piece. So I'm happy to share that with you guys. Hey Margie, hey Lauren. Lauren says agree, always start with openness and kindness. Exactly. Don't assume, you know, this is stuff we treat our clients, right? But the thing is, I also get we are only human and sometimes stuff is going to trigger the fuck out of us, right? But it's about noticing it and standing back and going, okay, I'm triggered. And, you know, I get triggered a hell of a lot online, a hell of a lot. And sometimes I need to decide, okay, is this something that I'm feeling so strongly about that I need to respond and pursue? Is it worth it? And if I say yes, I really, you know, talk myself through staying in what transactional analysis would call the adult ego state, right? Just making it about the facts and doing that from an educational but a supportive way because, you know, I remind myself that all mental health professionals are human and they have feelings. Yes, maybe some of them don't have feelings, but the majority do. And I would hate for somebody to be hurt due to something that I've said. Okay, Marky says, love that perspective. Cool bananas. So thank you so much for listening, guys. I'm just going to start going after I have probably now been bitten like 150 times. Bloody, it's a type of a fly thing. My husband's been very patient sitting there waiting for me. I can see him stroking Mishka and there's just hair going everywhere, our husky that is shedding. I'm gonna love you and leave you and get ready for a beautiful day, and I'm going out to the Gold Coast this afternoon to meet with my amazing inner circle for the next 2 days. I'll speak to you soon, and remember, as always, all you need to do is say yes to your very own ultimate level 5 private practice. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.